Hello, my name is Anna and I'm a teacher of English. And today we are going to speak about your relationship. So, what are the main relationships in your life? For me, it's my family. So today, the family is our main topic. What is our plan? We are going to revise some words used to speak about family members. We're also going to learn some phrases to speak about our relationship with people, and we are going to learn some idioms about relationship. First, let's start with our family. I'm going to read you a word for a family member, and you give me a female or a male equivalent. For example, I'm reading the word father. This is a male word, and you need to give me a female equivalent. So father, mother. Okay, let's try. Stepfather. Female equivalent is stepmother. So stepfather and stepmother are not your biological parents, so not your real parents. For example, if you have a father and he has a new wife, she is your stepmother. Or if you have a mother and she's got a new husband, he is your stepfather. Next one, brother-in-law. So the female equivalent is sister-in-law. So in-law, it means that you get this relative after a marriage or after a wedding. For example, you have a husband and your husband has a brother. So your husband's brother is your brother-in-law. In-law means в законе, то есть это получается ваш брат, который вы получили законным путем женитьбы. The same sister-in-law. Sister-in-law, it's your husband's or your wife's sister. Next one is nephew. Nephew, this is a British version, and if you want to pronounce it in an American way, then you need to read it as nephew. So nephew, British, nephew, American. And a nephew is your brother's or your sister's son. So here we have your brother's or your sister's son, and your brother's or your sister's daughter is your niece. So nephew, niece. Next one is half sister. So we have something whole and a half. A half sister is the sister you get when your parent has a new husband or a wife. For example, this is your father's daughter, but you have different mothers. And the male equivalent is half brother. Next word is mother-in-law. Do you remember we had brother-in-law? And here we have mother-in-law. It means that this is your new mother, the mother you get after you get married. So it's your husband's or your wife's mother. And we have a mother-in-law and father-in-law, which is logical. And next one, grandson. Grandson, it's actually the son of your son. Probably you are a grandson of your grandmother and grandfather. The female equivalent is granddaughter. Grandson, granddaughter. Great grandfather, which this is difficult. For example, you have a mother, then you have a father, then you have a grandfather, and then you have a great grandfather. And you can add some more greats actually, like great-great-grandfather or great-great-great-grandfather, if you're speaking about your family. So, great-grandfather, female equivalent is great-grandmother. ex-husband, it's when husband is not a husband anymore, he becomes ex-husband. You can have an ex-husband, you can have an ex-boyfriend if you broke up. So ex-husband, ex-wife. Next, widow. A widow is a woman whose husband died. So her husband is not alive anymore, and she is a widow and he is a widower. Like a difficult word to pronounce, so repeat. A widower, widower. Next, twin sister. So if you have a twin sister, it means that you are born on one day and you look the same. And you can have a twin sister or a twin brother. So now you can think of your family. Which family members do you have in your family? So I think that in your nuclear family, it means like in your small family, you have mother, a father, maybe a brother and a sister, and in your extended family, in your big family, you can have some aunts, uncles, nephews, nieces, and some more relatives. And now, which words do we use to speak about a history of the family? Here I have written a story, and let's read it together and think from the context what the yellow words mean. So, a story of Mark and Mary. First, Mark and Mary were single. It means they didn't have boyfriends and girlfriends. They were alone in the world. Then they met each other and they started going out. So to go out, it means to be a boyfriend and a girlfriend. After 2 years, Mark proposed. He proposed, it means that he asked Mary to become his wife. And they got engaged. When people get engaged, they become a fiancé. So они становятся невестой и женихом. So get engaged, помолвиться. In a year, they got married. When you get married, you actually become a family. And it was a small wedding. A small wedding is a ceremony when you get married. So, why the wedding was small? Why was the wedding small? So, Mary's parents were divorced. It means they were an ex-husband and ex-wife. They separated when Mary was small. They separated, it means that they stopped living together. Mark had foster parents. His real parents died. So, foster parents means not biological parents. So, only few people came to the wedding. Mark and Mary's marriage vows were very beautiful. Marriage vows, this is a tradition in English-speaking countries when a groom and a bride give promises to each other. For example, I promise to love you forever. Yeah, this is a marriage vow. And now let's look at these phrases one more time. Be single. Have no boyfriend and no girlfriend. Go out. Actually, to be a boyfriend and a girlfriend. First to get engaged and then to be engaged. When you get engaged, you ask somebody to be your husband or a wife, and it means that you are engaged now. Then to propose, to ask somebody to be your husband or wife. Then to get married and to be married. Yes, actually to start being a family. Wedding, a ceremony when people get married. Get divorced or be divorced, So, to stop being a family, to be an ex-husband and ex-wife. To separate from somebody, it means to stop living together, to stop being a family, but non-officially. Get divorced, it's an official, and separate is non-official. Foster parents, not biological parents. Marriage vows, promises that a groom and a bride give each other during the wedding. Okay, and now let's speak about your relationship with your family. What kind of relationship do you have in your family? Are they good or bad? Let's look which words we can use to speak about it. First word is interfere in. And an example. My mom is always interfering in my life. She asks a lot of questions about my friends, and I reply that my life doesn't concern her. So, interfere in, it means to ask a lot of questions, and it means to вмешиваться во что-то, в чью-то жизнь. Pick fights with someone. For example, this boy is picking fights with everyone in the group. He has no friends. And it means that he always says bad words about other people, and он ссорится с кем-то, да? То есть pick fights with someone, ссорится с кем-то. Make friends with someone, and this is an opposite of pick fights, and it is an example. He is very sociable and easily makes friends with others. Makes friends, it means like he finds new friends. So make friends, подружиться с кем-то. Get on one's nerves. Example, my neighbor always gets on my nerves. He likes listening to music at night. So, my neighbor makes me angry. And get on one's nerves – действовать на чьи-то нервы. Вместо слова one's вы можете подставить любое придержательное прилагательное. My, his, for example, she gets on his nerves, he gets on my nerves, and so on. Show off. This is not a formal word, this is a colloquial English. Colloquial English – разговорный язык. My brother likes showing off and saying he's better than me in everything. В русском языке тоже нет какого-то нейтрального слова, которое бы переводило это словосочетание, и тоже есть разговорный вариант. Выпендриваться. The next one is put the blame on somebody. For example, my mom always puts the blame on me. She's always interfering in my life. She asks a lot of questions. I reply that my life doesn't concern her, but she puts the blame on me. То есть в данном случае я недовольна своей мамой, а она недовольна мной. То есть она обвиняет во всем меня. Put the blame on somebody – обвинять кого-то. Also, we have some idioms to describe a relationship. Вы, наверное, помните, что идиомы – это какие-то устойчивые словосочетания, по-русски фразеологизмы. So now we are going to speak about some idioms to describe your relationship in your family. And the first and probably the main idiom is to be someone's own flesh and blood. For example, our children are our own flesh and blood. Мы также можем сказать, что my sister is my own flesh and blood. И мы будем использовать эту идиому, когда мы говорим о том, что, возможно, нам нужно простить кого-то, потому что, да, именно этот человек наша плоть и кровь. Ну или, возможно, мы говорим о том, что человек очень похож на нас, да, опять же, потому что он является нашей плоть от плоти моей, кровь от крови моей, да, это русский вариант. So, be one's own flesh and blood. Next, the person who wears the trousers in the family is the boss in the family. Actually, there are different families. Sometimes the mom in the family wears the trousers, sometimes the dad in the family wears the trousers. So, what about your family? Who wears the trousers in your family? Next, the black sheep of the family is a person who brings a lot of troubles. Чем-то на это выражение английское похоже наша фраза «белая ворона», но здесь есть немножко отличающееся значение. Белая ворона – это человек, который отличается от других. Black sheep – это кто-то, кто отличается от других в негативном смысле. So this person brings a lot of troubles. For example, in my family, my uncle is the black sheep of the family because he doesn't work and he drinks a lot of alcohol. So he is the black sheep. The next one is an apple of your eye. If somebody is very important to you, they are called an apple of your eye. What is an apple? Apple не имеет в данном случае ничего общего с обычным яблоком. Apple of the eye – это глазное яблоко. И когда человек важен тебе настолько, насколько тебе важно твое собственное глазное яблоко, да, мы используем эту фразу. He is an apple of your eye. For example, my son is very important to me. I love him very much, and he is an apple of my eye. I care about him a lot. So, today we've learned some words to describe your relationship with your family and to name your family members. See you next lesson. Thank you.